www.hoodmystic.com. Leave your ego at the door.
Peace, family. We are back. It is the Hood Mystic, representing www.hoodmystic.com, here with another episode of The Conscious Code. As promised, we have an interview with the wonderful Wellness Coach Bridgette Scott. And, man, the information that we're going to discuss today is going to be very pertinent for your lifestyle and how you can actually incorporate all of these things and really establish something great, because the lady that I'm about to interview today is like a testimony and a testament to just fitness and consciousness and really persevering and being like steady with it. So, and she got some information that's going to help you in your daily life and in your daily routine. So really, as always, bring out your pen and your paper, take notes. Make sure that you share this episode as well, because the information that will be shared today is going to be greatly beneficial for the community. So let's get the word out about this thing, man, here at The Conscious Code. So whether you're on Facebook Live or you listening to us on Blog Talk Radio, please let us know how you're feeling. Leave some comments or just call in, man. The phone number is this, 563-999-3458. And so, as promised, let me see if she's here. Bridgette?
Yes, I'm here. Peace, how are you?
Peace. I'm doing good. So, I just wanted to intro you, but I want you to kind of introduce yourself. But before we get into that, I just want people to check out your Instagram, especially the ladies looking for some motivation. It's BRFit_goddess. Am I correct with that?
Yes, you are.
Okay, yeah. Check her feed out, man. Her feed is all the way lit. But we got the Wellness Coach Bridgette Scott here with us live in The Conscious Code. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, and we can start this interview.
Okay. Well, I am definitely an avid, like working out. I'm definitely into walking and living my spiritual path, and I do readings. I'm a certified Reiki therapist, and at this time I am pursuing to get my physical fitness certification. And I'm also a writer, poet, open mic performer as well.
Awesome. So, how long have you been working out? I know people will be sensitive about their age or whatever, but generally, give us a time frame of just how long you've been working out and being in the fitness game.
Well, I would say 20. It's been close to 20 years, actually. I started when I was about 19. I have no issues with sharing my age. I'm getting older as a blessing, so I'm good with that. But yeah, it's been about close to 20 years. But I really got serious with it, I would say, probably about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
More consistent and trying out different, routines.
Okay. And so how has that really impacted your spiritual development? Do you feel like working out and your spirituality play a role, or do they work together?
Most definitely, because you have to have balance. As with anything, you can't have one without the other. You can, but there will be no balance. You got to have balance within your physical aspect of yourself, the spiritual aspect of yourself, emotionally and mentally. All of it comes together. I love the phrase, I often put like mind, body, soul, because all of it comes together. All of it is connected. You can't have one without the other and have balance.
And you said that, like, you do readings and things of that nature. When people come to you, whether it's men or women, can you kind of get a sense that, like, the body part is really the part that they really kind of, everybody wants to go straight to the soul or deal with the mind and kind of disregard the body. So do you see that? Like, and what would you say to a person, like, trying to motivate them or get them aligned to the physical aspect of life.
Most definitely, because a lot of people, as you mentioned, it's either one or the other. Either they're really into, just improving their physical appearance, or they're really just drowning in wanting to heighten their spiritual self. But I tell them, it's really important and pertinent to, to work out, even if you're not into, weights. Do some yoga, get up and stretch your body in the morning, go for a walk, get out in nature, because, like I said, it all comes together. It's all connected. You can't have one, without the other and feel balanced and be grounded. So, and, even within my readings, I tell people, they want to know about meditation. They want to know about, different aspects of spirituality, but I always bring that up if I sense that with that person, as far as the physical, needing some exercise or needing more water or improving their diet. It most definitely comes up. And I tell people, it's very, very important to have balance and to, do both.
Very, very important. So generally, you've been working out, dealing with your consciousness, and I really want to get into your story, because I feel like your story can really help and really inspire some people. Because generally we'll talk about working out and consciousness, right? But sometimes we don't have the real things of what consciousness and working out and health has really afforded you, and how has consciousness and health really helped you. And so I would like for you to kind of explain that story on just really from the beginning to the end, but really kind of tie in the fact that, if you weren't, what would have been the outcome if you weren't in tune with your body and in tune with self, if you were dealing with the external factors, if you don't mind.
Okay. I'll definitely get into that. Back in, let's see, that had to have been about 2007, I started cutting meat out of my diet. I had been removed the beef and the pork, but I had let go of chicken and turkey, and I was doing pretty much like a pescatarian diet. So, I've been doing that for years, and I felt better. I overall, immediately just felt better, felt more clear in my thoughts, and, I just felt better overall. So I continued it. In 2011, I got really sick. All these different symptoms started to surface. And initially they were, allergy symptoms, itchy eyes, sore throat, sinus infections. So, initially my doctors just thought, my allergies were getting worse. I had a sinus infection once a month for 6 months. And as we all know, with antibiotics, they're not good for you. They strip your immune system. So my doctor was like, I can't keep putting you on antibiotics. So I was getting ready to get the rhinoplasty surgery just so I could try to, avoid getting sinus infections. Fast forward, other things started to surface. I developed asthma at the age of 36, which is kind of unheard of for an adult to develop asthma. Usually babies, you have asthma from a young age. Asthma surfaced. I was having issues with my hearing. My coordination was off. I was dizzy. I was just pretty much dealing with a lot of confusion. I would be driving and just dealing with a lot of confusion. I wouldn't know where I was and literally be right up the street from my neighborhood. So there was a whole lot of different symptoms going on, and each time I went to the doctor, they diagnosed me with yet another illness and, of course, shoving pills in my face. And this just went on for a whole year. And my doctor had no clue, what was going on with me. So one day a small spot appeared in my daughter's bedroom on her wall. And there was a greenish tint to it, so I knew with that there was, some mold there. But it was so small that, I'm thinking, okay, let me just call the maintenance office. And they scheduled to come in and do a repair. So they came in, they started to, cut the wall out to do the repair to, reseal the drywall. As they opened up the wall, it was very visible. There was mold with spores. And, I immediately knew at that moment, I looked at the maintenance man and I said, this is why we've been sick. This is exactly why we've been sick. And, I went back to my doctor and I told him there was mold in my apartment and it was inside the wall all the time, and I just didn't know it. And he told me at that time that, we had to leave there because that was not safe to be in that type of environment. And when they cut the wall, open, all those spores were then released completely into the air. So it caused a lot of nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, just things just really escalated at that time. And, kind of fast forward, it was like still going back and forth to my regular doctor. Fortunately, a friend of mine recommended a holistic doctor to me. In 2012, I started seeing him, and my initial appointment with him, he told me I had 22 different molds in my system, 22 different types of mold, in my system. And he actually told me, like, he was like, I don't even know how you're still alive, because that's kind of, impossible for someone to be living with that amount of toxins in their body. During that time, I was having problems walking. There were just so many different things going on. And he actually asked me about my diet, and I told him, I said, I'm a vegetarian. And he says, well, had you not been vegetarian and healthy, you'd have cancer right now. You and your daughter would definitely have cancer. So me being fit and my lifestyle of eating healthy, eating good healthy foods and working out, taking care of myself, literally saved my life. So
I shared it.
Indeed.
Yeah. That's powerful, man, because I feel so much light in that message, because generally we'll go through certain things and we don't even know where our protection is at or who's got our back. But generally, when we do the things that we know to be right, it come back to you in a later form. And so generally, how has this experience, what was the aftermath? So after it's all said and done, I imagine that you and your daughter are fine now and far removed from that situation. How does that impact you now? Because I know it does. It would have to in some form or fashion.
Most definitely, because even after we moved out of the apartment, years down the road, there were still things surfacing, because the thing about mold is you can get it to a point to where the levels are low, but it's just like when you cut grass. You can cut the grass, but the grass is still there. And with the right environment, it can grow just like a weed. Weeds grow and just can take over again. So I had to really even get more strict with my diet, and I had to remove sugar, and I had to remove cheese, which I was still, eating both of them at times. So
that's the big one for us.
Yeah, right.
That's the big
cheese.
one.
When he told me cheese, I'm sitting there like, okay, my diet is already limited. Like, no macaroni and cheese, no pizza, you know.
Right.
But I had to find out the hard way. Like, when I would eat it, I would immediately start feeling sick again. It was like I could literally almost feel the mold reproducing in my body. Like like literally in my stomach and my legs. It was this weird, eerie feeling like, oh, you're literally feeding this stuff in your body to grow and to just take over and cause aches, pains, all kinds of, different issues. So like I said, it's been years. It was, I would say, about 5 5 to 6 years of just different symptoms coming up, me having to go back and forth to my holistic doctor, getting different supplements, treatments. My initial treatments with him were twice a month, which I had to pay out of pocket. That was the other thing, because insurance didn't cover it.
Right, because it was holistic.
Exactly. So that was a whole challenge within itself, and it just made me even more aware of, you know, me eating healthy, me, you know, working out, going to sit in the sauna, you know, sweating out, you know, toxins, and just doing a whole lot of things even more different to, you know, maintain my health and to continue to flush this poison, these toxins out of my body.
I mean, let's talk about that, because I feel as though that's one of the things that I wanted to touch on, too. You said that you sat in the sauna to detoxify your body. Can you enlighten us on that process, on what's actually taking place?
Basically, you know, I go to my gym. They have a wood sauna in there, and I would just, and the funny thing about it is, like, at my holistic doctor's office, he has a sauna in there. That's like part of one of the treatments that he uses on people. And so I literally just, you know, I'll go in there, take off a couple layers, and, you know, I'll sit and just really just let go. I just internally, you know, tell myself I'm releasing and letting go of all that doesn't serve me physically, you know, on every level, physically, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. And, you know, sitting in the sauna has a lot of benefits. You know, that's one of the ways to remove toxins and, you know, different harmful agents out of your body. It kills viruses and bacteria as well. So that was one of the main reasons that I was doing it. So, I mean, initially, because I wasn't used to the process, I started with maybe like 5 minutes, and now, you know, I'll sit in there for anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes, you know, each time that I go.
That's deep, because generally you tend to see the sauna, or you might see like the older gentlemen sitting in there after they get finished working out, and I never really understood it, like, until just now.
Right.
So I thank you for that. Yeah, for sure. So another point that I really wanted to talk about, because what the main thing for me as far as working out and things of that nature is endurance and creating the daily habits and doing it, you know what I'm saying, like a plan. Like I can go to the gym for 2-3 days and then, like, you know, whatever. So what would be some tips for me to, like, create the situation where it's a lifestyle rather than like a chore? You know what I'm saying? Because I want to get it to the point where it's just a part of my just everyday thing, but I find it difficult. Can you speak to that?
Right. I mean, basically, it's your life. You have one life in this lifetime anyway, and my whole thing is, you know, try to switch it up to where you're not doing the same thing every time. You know what I mean? Try to make it fun. And, you know, if you have someone to work out with, it's always good to go with your partner or to get a workout partner. You know, just try to make it as fun as possible, and just know that, you know, in the end, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel better, whether, you know, whether it's just looking at yourself in the mirror or, you know, feeling the benefits of it, not having as many aches and pains, or both of them combined, because that's what you're doing. You know, you're gonna see and feel the benefit on many different levels. At least for me, I do. I mean, I feel better. I feel better,
for sure.
You know, after I work out. So I mean, I just look forward to that. Looking forward to that. You know, those endorphins going, and, you know, that great feeling that you have after you've worked out. That's what I look forward to. And like I said, this is your life. Like, there's so many people, you know, even in their 20s having heart attacks, you know, people are diabetic at young ages, and there's just so many, you know, different major illnesses that are, look at cancer. Like, how many people that we know that we can count, on both hands and then some that have cancer. Yeah,
it's crazy. And the heart attack piece. Like, people is dying of cardiac arrest at young ages now. So generally, people will say, you can do whatever you want to, and you can do whatever you want to. But generally, I enjoy the conversations regarding health, because generally, I feel like health is a part of living your best life. Health is wealth. So generally, understanding health, it has reverberating effects in other areas of your life. So just really starting with the foundations of it is an interesting conversation to me. And I say that to say, like, what's a good workout routine? I mean, maybe, for like guys, but generally for you, like, what was a good, what started you out to give you like, okay, this is something that I want to do? Like, was it yoga? Was it cardio? Did you mess around with the weights? What is it about it? What did you do to start off with the working out thing?
For me, it was doing weights. I'm not so much of a cardio person. I have incorporated cardio in my workout routines, but for me, I just love lifting weights. I enjoy it. It's challenging. I like the challenge of it.
The resistance.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, it was the weights, and then I started incorporating yoga too, because with anything, again, balance. When you do a whole bunch of banging out weights, you get stiff, you get sore, and your body just tightens up. So then you need to stretch. You need to stretch the body so that you're more limber. You're not as sore. It helps with soreness as well. So for me, it's a cross between balancing the weights and the yoga, and every now and then I'll do some sprints just to get my heart rate up and get that going with walking. Between walking and sprints is how I get my cardio in. And depending on how many sets you do with the weights, you can do like supersets to where you're getting your heart rate up. So you don't necessarily have to run to get your heart rate up and consider that cardio. You can do, multiple sets of something to where you're getting your heart rate up and getting a good sweat. So.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Generally, I know some people that wanted to ask you some questions on the line. I just want to, I know people want to know probably how to get in contact with you, probably to ask you some personal questions on like their fitness. I mean, they should anyways. But anyways, how would a person get in contact with you if they want?
I can be emailed at beloved, BELOVED 703 @gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Instagram at @BreeFit_goddess.
Okay, cool bean. And if y'all want to call in and talk to Bree right now, y'all can. Bridgette, I'm sorry. Y'all can at 563-999-3458. And let me check the line because see if anybody has some questions on the line real quick.
Okay.
I got a caller from the 213 area code. Caller, are you there?
I'm here. This is Sunshine Bree.
Hey, Sunshine Bree. Did you have a question for Ms. Bridgette Scott?
I do.
Or you do?
Hey,
awesome.
Bree, how often do you do yoga?
I try my best to do yoga every day. I really try to, get up, start my day with yoga, and then I meditate.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I hate yoga, but I need to incorporate it more.
How can we get excited about yoga? Because I want to do it too. It's tough.
I think what Bree said is spot on. It's a balance, and she doesn't like cardio, but she does do it. She's a weight person, but she knows in order to be flexible, she has to do yoga. So you just summed it up for me. Okay, yoga, here I come.
It's great to hear your voice.
For sure,
We've been
for
following
sure.
each other on Instagram. It's great to hear your voice, Bridgette.
Good to hear yours as well. I can't wait to DM you. I'm so excited.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thanks for calling in, man. You're awesome.
Thank you.
No problem. So, yeah, man, it's like that yoga, I can understand the benefits of yoga, Bridgette. Like, I can see it on TV. I can see the ladies doing it and being all limber and being at
Yes.
peace with all of that. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
actually doing it, it's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Like, what's
Right.
going on with
And
this yoga, man?
Right. You know, and a lot of people, especially women, you know, of course, yeah, it's great to be flexible. There's various benefits within that in itself. But the thing about yoga is that, you know, you're opening up your chakras. You're opening and balancing your chakras, you know, so that you can be open to receive the things that you know, want and desire in life. So that's a whole another way of looking at it. It's not just about the physical aspect of it. You're doing it, you know, it's a spiritual connection to it as well. And, you know, as we know, the spirit and the physical go hand in hand. So if you're trying to usher in more abundance, more money, more, you know, creativity, so on and so forth, all of that coincides with your chakras. If your chakras are blocked and not balanced, you're not going to be open to receive. You're not on that frequency or vibration to be in tune with the things that you want in life. So that's a whole nother way of looking at it. It's not just an exercise. You're doing it on, you know, a different level to where you're open, you're balanced, you're on that vibration, on that frequency of being in tune with your goals, passions, and desires.
Because don't they say yoga is translated to union, right?
Right.
Like yoga
exactly.
means union? Okay, cool. I thought I heard that. So generally, if I just want to get this right, what you're saying, you mean to tell me that you've had physical manifestations from doing yoga?
Most definitely.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear on that because generally, you know, everybody is looking for purpose in things of that nature. So it's not like you just doing yoga to be cute. Like you are really receiving particular benefits, whether it be physical, mental, or spiritual from doing it.
Most definitely.
For sure. Let me see. I got another call on the line. See if they got a question for you. One second. Caller from the 330. You on the line? Caller, you there? Guess not. Guess not. So, man, this was the information that you shared. Although it's very subtle, I feel like, you know, the subtle is very spiritual to me. And just really understanding, like, you know, you really opened up some different blockages in my mind just having this conversation. And generally, with the Reiki type situation, do you do remote Reiki or do you have to be, like, there on site?
No, I do both. I do distance Reiki.
You do?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I'm going to have to look into that. So is it okay to ask, like, is there, like, a pricing or is it, like, what's the situation with that?
No, I'll most definitely share that information. I charge $99 for 1 hour, and the thing about it is, like, when you get distance Reiki with me, I'm able to even just, you know, because you're not there with me, I can still tell, like, which chakras are blocked and out of balance, you know, and offer even beyond the Reiki ways to keep them open and balanced. And the amazing thing about Reiki, too, is, like, I can pick up on things that may be lacking in your body. Like this one lady that I work with, she was what's that? She was she had a gluten intolerance, and it just like came to me during a session, and she went to her doctor, and come to find out she did have a gluten intolerance. There was another person that had, I think it was the same lady. She was dealing with feeling really tired and so on and so forth, and I had told her something was going on with her adrenal gland, and she went to her doctor, and that's like he told her, like, your adrenal gland, whatever, and he gave her, some type of supplement, and it benefited her. So, yeah, there are so many benefits with Reiki, and that's another thing that helped me so much with my healing, was that I started getting Reiki around the same time that I started seeing my holistic doctor. So I was doing like a double whammy. I was getting Reiki, and then I was seeing my holistic doctor, and it just, like, the white coat doctors were amazed at how these illnesses and symptoms were just dwindling away without me taking these medications that they were trying to shove down my throat.
Man, and that really does happen.
Oh, yeah, it most definitely does, because I was diagnosed with chronic lung disease, and after a couple months of Reiki, like, my lungs healed. And they did a before and after of a X-ray of my lungs before, or when I first came in, and then months later, and they were like, this doesn't happen. And I was like, oh yeah, it does. It does happen. It does happen.
We have a question in the chat from Queenie. Queenie wants to know, how do you know when your chakras are balanced on a physical level?
There are a couple ways you would know that your chakras are open and balanced. For instance, for the crown chakra, that's associated with like headaches, migraines, different symptoms, and different things will determine if your chakras are open and balanced. If you don't have any pain, if you're not dealing with anything emotionally, mentally, more than likely your chakras are open. If you're having different ailments, different situations within your body, even emotionally, mentally, then more than likely something's off with one of your chakras. So if you go day by day and you feel fine and don't have any physical ailments going on, but it's beyond the physical, emotionally. Each person that I've ever worked with, I think I've only come across one person that their chakras were all open. So I would say all of us are walking around with one or more chakras that are blocked or and out of balance.
That's a fact. I believe when you say that.
Yeah.
And sorry to jump around, but something just came to me. When we were speaking on the mold poisoning, what are some signs or symptoms that you probably knew or could have known, but you just weren't aware? But now, like, I know, for instance, now where you living at now, you kind of can do, like, some form of a test or, you know what I'm saying, to avoid that situation. So generally, what's the things that we could do if we're living in a home that possibly has mold, or we're moving to a new place? Like, what do we want to look for?
Well, first of all, it's a musty smell. A lot of times, some people, everybody's sensitivity with their nose is different. So mold has a really musty type of smell to it. Any place that has a basement, if there's ever been a leak or a flood, more than likely 100% there's mold there. So what you could do is, I know at Home Depot they sell something called a mold kit. And you could set these kits up in each room of your home, and over a period of days, the directions are on there. It will tell you if there's traces of mold in that certain room. Some things that I overlooked looking back is, like, if you're a healthy person, and these, like, symptoms and just different illnesses are, like, coming back to back to back to back, know that more than likely there's mold somewhere. You're being exposed to mold maybe in your home or at work. It's one or the other. If you're going to the doctor and they can't figure out what is wrong with you, they're guessing, which they're practicing on us anyway. But if it's just one thing back to back, then you may want to consider checking to see if either where you live or where you work has mold.
Damn. And you just said it, too. You said, and ain't that what it's called, a practice?
Yeah, they're literally practicing on us. They're literally practicing on us. And my doctor actually, he apologized to me because he said that's the last thing he would have thought of was that it was mold. So for a whole year, I'm like just being shuffled around from here, there, everywhere, specialists and all over the place. And they're just, you know, like I said, prescribing me different medications that made me sick because my body's really sensitive to medication. And I just got worse. I just got worse and worse and worse and worse.
Man, I'm so happy and so really grateful for the ancestors to kind of pull us through these situations so we can have these conversations today, because generally it's the things that we've come through that made us who we are. Generally, if someone's just going to look at your Instagram, they'll just be like, look at this girl. She got this physique and this smile and this consciousness. Like, you know, she's got it all together. And, you know what I'm saying, having these conversations, it's like, no, I've come through, you know, I've been through some shit.
Yeah, most definitely. Definitely. And, I mean, during that time, like, you could look at me and tell I was sick. Like, a stranger would be able to look at me and, like, because I looked sick. I physically looked sick. I was losing weight. You know, my weight was fluctuating from, and it wasn't no 5-10 pounds. I'm talking 15 to 20 pounds. I was bloated. I had dark circles under my eyes. I was losing my hair. Like, there was so many apparent things going on that somebody could look at me and be like, oh, something's going on with her. You know what I mean? And now when I tell people, they look at me, they like, wow, you don't look like you went through what you went through. But I'm like, oh, but I did, you know? Right.
Man. And, like, all of this, it culminates into, you know, art, I think. You know what I'm saying? This is what creates the art. Because even you have what you do have that most people don't generally have. You have a creative outlet. If you don't mind explaining the benefits of your poetry and how, you know, you know how to work with your energy. You know how to get rid of it in a safe and positive way. You mind talking to the family about that?
No, not at all. That was one of the things that I did. You know, I just kind of would like purge on paper. At times I would struggle with even wanting to get it out, but it was very necessary and part of my healing to write about, you know, a lot of what I was going through and actually sharing it, not just writing it, but expressing it verbally. And fortunately, I found a very beautiful and unique group of people here in the city where I live at, and I started doing open mic, and I started sharing my story through open mic and, you know, just letting people, you know, become more aware, because a lot of people, even myself, like I never knew mold it can kill you. It can literally, like, take you out of here. So that was one of the things that I did, you know, like I said, writing about it, sharing, you know, my journey with the healing aspect of it, the holistic aspect of it. So a lot of it was dark, but then at times, you know, I would, you know, show the light in it as well.
Right. And that's just, I feel like that's an important piece. Yeah, man, I tell you all the time, like, you know, you're very admirable, you know, and it's a lot of things that people can learn from you. So I'm just trying to raise the awareness of you know what I'm saying? Because it's just, you know, I could talk to you all day, but I feel like, just getting you exposed and really for people to just get in contact with you, to just talk to you and really deal with your energy, like you real easy to talk to and you real understanding and you like truly conscious, because you're not conscious where everything is positive and light and love and, you know what I'm saying? You have that balance, you know what I'm saying? And that's very necessary. And so I just appreciate you for coming through and just spending some time with us and talking to us and really enlightening the family,
Well, I
like
appreciate
this information is like important. So important.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I thank you. I appreciate you as well.
No problem, man. But that's pretty much all of my questions, and there's no more questions in the chat. Or hold on. Oh yeah. Here we go. Got another question. We ain't about to let you off that easy.
Okay, I'm good.
All right, cool. What did you do to stop that cheese craving? You got Angela in the chat. She want to know, how did you kick the cheese craving?
How did I kick the cheese craving? That was.
And the sugar. Throw the sugar in there too, because they both kissing cousins, man. I don't care.
Yeah, they are. The cheese. I tried different like vegan cheeses, and that's basically what I did. I'm like, I can't have the cheese, because cheese, if you think about it, the way that cheese is processed, mold is like, look at blue cheese. That's mold.
Mm-hmm. Is it?
So it's, what'd you say?
I didn't know that. I said, is it now? I didn't know. I thought it was some blue stuff.
Yeah, like if you look at blue cheese, like them little green and bluish chunks, that's mold. Those are chunks of mold.
I love blue cheese.
Yeah, so like, like I was saying, yeah, I mean, you're eating mold. You're literally eating mold. The whole process of making cheese is a process of different stages of mold setting within the cheese itself. So I knew how I felt. I knew it wasn't good for me. And like I said, I just tried some different types of vegan cheeses, and that's what I do. I can't have it. I'll go, like I said, when I'm craving cheese, when I want the macaroni cheese, I'll just make vegan macaroni and cheese. I make lasagna with the vegan cheese. You just have to find things that, there are plenty of different supplements out here, not supplements, but substitutions out here for various things now, especially, a lot of people have become vegan, and there's so many different things that you could use. You just have to try different things and figure out, what suits your taste buds. As far as the
what's your favorite
sugar,
brand? What's your favorite brand of cheese?
I was sitting here thinking just now, you mean the vegan cheese?
Yeah, as far as vegan cheese is concerned, yeah.
I can't think of the name. I was just sitting here trying to picture the package in my mind, and I can't think of what it is. One of them I buy is the sliced American cheese for sandwiches. I get it it's a popular store out here called Wegmans. The shredded cheese for like lasagna and macaroni and cheese, I can't think of that one either. But I'll come back, to your your post and post it on there.
Yeah, you can actually message me that, because my girl was concerned. She just whispered that.
Okay,
like,
yeah, I'll definitely get back to you on that. The sugar, oh man, I love sweets, and that was one of the hardest things for me to do, because as we all know, sugar is very addictive, very, very, very addictive. So I started using raw honey. Like for my tea, I use raw honey. Anything sweet that I bake, I use raw honey. And I started baking bean pies. I started baking and selling bean pies, and a lot of people love them. A lot of people that are diabetic, they benefit from it. People that have become more health conscious and know the the downfalls of sugar. Like I said, I just incorporated more natural things, raw honey, into my baking. I bake my own stuff. So for me, that's I don't eat candy bars and ice cream and all that. Now, believe me, this was a process because I have a serious sweet tooth. So I just had to let it go and find, other things and other ways to get that sweet tooth craving taken care of.
Mm. And as far as like the pies, do you send? Because I know some people can send pies and things of that nature, or do you offer like recipes?
No, I'm not offering recipes right now. I am selling them local though, and I'm looking into ways to ship them because I have several people that are interested in ordering them and me shipping them to them. So that's in the works right now. Still getting that, process together. But, but I mean, there's so many different, other natural ways to, get that sweet tooth craving, taken care of. So that's, like I said, for me, that's what's worked.
Okay. Awesome, man. Well, this is going in the archives. I'm going to have to throw this on my YouTube page because, this information going to have to get out there one way or another, man. I just appreciate you, man, and just know you always got a friend and you can always hit me up whenever you need anything, man. And I'm going to definitely hit you up for one of them Reiki sessions. But
okay.
Just appreciate you for sure, man. I appreciate you spending some time with us in the Conscious Code, man. And I know this ain't going to be our last time talking, so we're going to be talking again about something. So we will have something else to talk about in the future. So once again, appreciate you and your time.
Okay, I look forward to it, and I thank you for your time as well and inviting me to be on the Conscious Code tonight. It was definitely a lot of fun, and I appreciate it.
For sure. Everybody else, thank you for tuning in to the Conscious Code. I'm the Hood Mystic, representing hoodmystic.com. And we'll be back tomorrow with another interview. So just join us for that, and we're just going to keep the ball rolling. And thank you. Thank you to Bridgette Scott. If y'all want to get in contact with her, it's beloved703@gmail.com. If you on Instagram, hit her